I'm tired as F. So we're just gonna play a little chill DDO today. See if we can't make a nice big dent in the leveling process here. Hopefully, maybe even get a level. To manually mute microphones again. Excuse me. The old Stream Deck apparently wants to not work for me again today. Let me check it again. Nope. Yeah, that mute button is supposed to mute everything. In fact, you know, let's take 1 second and see if I can't just get that fixed here. Just check to see what that button's supposed to do. Oh, I wonder if the reason why is because it's supposed to be muting the snowball. Alright, hang on a second. Let me try some stuff here. Alright, good. Looks like it's fixed. I had to change some settings because the Beef made a comment that it was really quiet the other day, and I think what happened is the got set off of that. I have 35 shards. I don't want to make a gold roll. I do though because I want to get a big pile of experience, but 12 shards. All right, let's do it. It's better than it was, right? It just tells me I'm gonna have to earn some shards soon. That's all. Gonna have to make an effort to make some shards, which we can do. We have some stuff to sell, but oh yeah, nice, nice little food odd. All right, looks like everything's sold and repaired and ready to go. I was literally just listening to a YouTube video while I was getting this stuff up and running, and wasn't listening for the DDO game sounds, so yeah, they're in there. They're just quiet. Turn them up. Alright. What do we want to do? I guess the first thing we should do is probably look at the elephant panel and see if there's anything we feel like joining. Madness of Crowds, Litany of the Dead. Both of those things are good. But we've already litanied. And we're kind of level over where we need to be. This guy's obviously just doing like favor or low level XP, whatever. Oh. Yeah, okay. Nothing super exciting in there. Maybe the Paladin would be a good choice. I don't know. I want something else to contribute to the DPS, but also still be around to throw me a heal or teleport me to a safe spot. Back to a shrine. Alright, let's take a look at our quests here. Yeah, there's so many things to do. I think we should just probably finish up Vale. It'll take a little bit because some of the Vale quests are not particularly fast, and on this build they're going to be even more not fast. Oh god, I always forget that. is what it is. You know, I haven't actually looked at this shield before. It's kind of sweet looking. It's kind of cool. None of these things are what I wanted to do. Okay. Alright, healed up. Let's see, we just did Devils. So it's time for Coalescence Chamber. That'll be a good one to wake up on, right? Nothing ever goes wrong during Coalescence Chamber. We also have wiggle room. We could like do Veil Explorers really quick and a little bit of low-level Slayers. Like, we have lots of options at our disposal. There's also like 30,000 XP, give or take, out in the like a quick once through out in Shavrath Explorers even. So like, there's a lot of quick experience at various levels of difficulty. Just a matter of what we want to do. Like I said, we're rank 89. So we have 5 ranks to go, 6 ranks to go. Almost 5 ranks to go. This one's basically done. In fact, we might hit this one before we... You gotta get to the end of 95 to get to level 20. Let's gather up all this trash. Come get us. One of the beautiful things about the Veil compared to some of the other adventure zones, the monsters don't leash. They just keep chasing you. So depending on how crazy you make your leap, it can get bonkers. But this little divot right here, this explore point, has often been considered the, like, how long can you just stand there and do nothing zone, as like a low level test, or a test back when you were level 20. This was like that, a test. I mean, I don't have a better way to put it. It was basically if your character could stand here and do nothing and take it, or clear this mess even. Some people was for clearing the mess. But that seemed like a pretty reasonable situation, right? We just stood there for well over 30 seconds with our arms crossed and did nothing. I'm not saying that that's a good benchmark any longer, but it's still good to know that you could do that. Sweet little benchmark there. Granted, we would do that at level 16 back in the day, but there's also a lot less experience, so we ended up kind of doing certain things in certain spots a little bit weirdly, in my opinion. Alright, we did it. We squeezed in that last rank before we even got in the quest, so we're in pretty good shape. I'm not going to stay up here and clear the top. I'm not into that. There's some sort of Reaper down there. They can come get us. So one of the things that I've set up here that I think is probably wrong is I'm used to the 5 key being a leap, and why it is kind of a leap, it's not a leap like I'm used to having my leaps. Like, I'm used to having Bear Charge or Pounce. Those kind of leaps on my... Alright, put you down here for now. This quest is just a lot of running through, so maybe this is not the best quest to bring an NPC along. But, not like Rainbow or something else where we just want random DPS increase. But if we're doing our job, everything should be attacking us, and she should be totally free to do whatever she wants whenever we call her over, so... did I not prepare the spell? No more poison? I don't think so. Not on any level, huh? Poison slow is pretty bad. Not a fan. Wait. We turn here. We don't walk straight here. Oh. Shadow Marked champ, huh? Alright, very well. We'll clean up a Shadow Marked champ. Yeah, this is the right way. I'm a big fan of leaving the casters specifically behind, so... We'll see what happens. Maybe we can make some adjustments here. There's a bunch of bats. Again, they're fiends, so they should be smart enough to be afraid. Double-harried, sweetness. Now, I normally don't take time to clean up rangers unless they're champs, and we'll probably go back to running past them here in a moment, but I kind of want to sick the hirelings on them. Oh, man. The big bear booty got in the way. I haven't tried finesse work like this on the bear in quite a while. I think when the last time we did a bear build that would have come through here would have even been like... I feel like we did a bear build in the last year, but I honestly don't remember anything about it except for being on the hardcore server and just getting wrecked. I liked that build a lot. That was like a Pale Master build, Pale Master bear build, but you can't be undead and a bear at the same time. So I used the bear form to like pick up some MMR, POR, stuff like that, and then hit points, etc. And then I'd run like hirelings, the Pale Master summon. I don't remember if I had a wolf. I don't know if you can have a wolf and the Pale Master summon at the same time. But just like a sick little variety of summons. And the idea was not to die because I would be over there. Why the things that were actually clearing the quest were all my pets and didn't care about being brave or not. I don't know, I just was trying to do something more like the Summoner or the Necro guy in Diablo. Kind of like that giant mob of trash to clear. Incorporeal. And that was a problem, so we clearly don't have Ghost Touch on that stick, which is fine. It's probably not necessary. We're probably better served having the Vorpal sword anyway, right? He said unsure about anything and everything. Yeah, the interesting thing about this build is it certainly feels like it can just go semi-AFK at any time. Like it's totally down. I was hoping not to spawn all those things. I should have left over with the bear leap. One of the bear leaps. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, it being so hardy just gives you an opportunity to take a little bit, like some amount of pressure off being on every minute of every second. If you're playing something that's glass cannony, which I don't do that often, but sometimes, you certainly feel like you're running a knife's edge all the time of being aware, not making mistakes. Because a little mistake will kill you. And again, because this build is designed, hopefully, being tweaked for, being ran as a prototype for the hardcore server. Kind of excited to see some things through, do some real trials, trying to learn. All right, how much can I take off? How much do I need to pay attention? How much? Do I need to make sure that I'm paying attention every moment? And if so, how bad is it going to be when inevitably my concentration slips? Because that's when you die on the hardcore, in my opinion. It's not all these weird, like, oh yeah, I ran into this monster and it killed me and blah blah blah. It's almost inevitably because you let your concentration slip too much. Every once in a while, it's like, yeah, there's an obvious lag spike or something nasty like that kind of comes along the way. But honestly, most often for me, it's you just weren't paying as much attention as you were 2 minutes ago. Alright, I want this. I want this. Another example of why non-dispellable. My nose, man. Excuse me. See what I mean? Concentration like that, loss like that would have 100% resulted in total death right there on some of the other builds. On this build, it was mainly just inconvenient. So I did a little video on the build. It's already on my YouTube channel. I kind of went into it. But the general idea is that this is an all-in con build. And it's a trial for the upcoming hardcore to see if I like how this style kind of plays. Granted, it's not going to be anywhere near the same because Samus obviously has 1,000 lives. He's got a bunch of gear, etc. Where on the hardcore server, that's not going to be the case. But in general, the idea for the Warlock levels is for the aura, giving the temporary hit points equal to your Constitution score every like 4 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever it is. So right now, because we are a con-based build, we are bear, we are big animal, we are trying to run Rising Fury, trying to make sure that we keep our rage running, stuff like that. I mean, every 5 seconds it's giving us almost 80 temporary hit points. Pretty gas. And of course, those temporary hit points stack with Blood Tribute. That gives us a lot of Blood Tributes before we have to worry about shrining. Stuff like that. So it's all about, this build, it's all about controlling the aggro for the hardcore server. And hopefully keeping the team alive with a combination of things. Will it kill the monsters fast? It will not. But it will certainly hold the 6-man quest aggro, which is all I really care about right now. I'm still debating some other type builds for this upcoming hardcore, but I want to be. I think I mentioned this last time that, or maybe it was in the video, that for season 3, one of the things that really kind of took hardcore from kind of like a little bit of a project, a little bit of work. Which I enjoy, don't get me wrong, but it changed the dynamic of how the quest played, was having somebody who was like an extremely good control person. I call him a tank. But I was different people argue with how much semantics, what their definition of a tank is. Like when I started to describe what I wanted, Tobrel was like, "Oh, you mean a sturdy melee?" Well, I don't want a sturdy melee. In the sense of, I want the primary focus of the build to be controlling the flow of the battle. But do I plan to do something like stand here and do damage and add whatever little bit of DPS to the pile I can? Yes. So that's what this build is. And I needed a shifter life, and there were barbarian levels involved, and I was like, alright, let's try it. Especially with the announcement of the hardcore being just right around the corner here. Less than 2 weeks away. Are you looking to hardcore flute? If so, what are you looking at? Excuse me. I'm going to try to avoid my default snap Pale Master thing. So I did. The reason why I don't think I want to do that is I think I really, really want I'm trying to think of the name of it. Hang on. The level 7 regenerate spell. Yeah, it's called regenerate. That's what it's called. I think I want regenerate for the hardcore more than I want a little bit of extra damage. On live, is it ideal? No. On live, this is not what I would normally be running for live. But again, remember the entire mindset here is what are we going to do for hardcore, not how can we make a great tank or how can we do whatever for live. If I was going to be on live, I'd probably be more inclined to do like what you're talking about. But I also probably wouldn't be very inclined to do 4 Warlock anyway. If I was building a tank for live. Wow, we've used a lot more mana than I thought we would this go around too, huh? Also, I don't know how much of an impact it's going to be for the hardcore as much as it is for here. But I want the ability to wear metal armor and shields for the hardcore, just because I'm not really going to necessarily know what we're going to be finding. Yeah, I do the hardcore every year, mostly for the... To me, it feels like a big ratings drop if I don't do it. Yeah, so, for example, the reason that I'm not using the tank set is to squeak out that little bit more damage. That's for live versus for hardcore consideration. I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time taking a look on what we're gonna want for hardcore. It is very likely that on the hardcore I'm gonna want to wear the tank set. You're not going to just fully build a CC tank on hardcore. That is the plan, yes. I was like, wow, this took us really high up, but it didn't. I just looked over for too long. So I probably will use the tank set on the hardcore, yes. I'm currently not using it now as a concession to getting monsters killed while I solo quests on R1. Yeah, I need to look at gear. I'll probably do not a whole stream, but I'll probably do at least a half an hour, 45 minutes a stream where we just look at gear and try to like plot out some gear for different levels. Because 5 is easy, right? Level 5, which is really not even going to be level 5. That's really going to be closer to level 7, maybe even 8. Is going to be... Brain, please start working. Feywild stuff. Right? So... I'm not sure where things are going to go, and that's part of what we have to do, is we have to look around, think about what's available at what levels, when we're going to be able to get our team together to do things. So, if you think about Sharn, right? On live, I typically don't even touch Sharn until 17. On the hardcore, it'll probably be the same. So that means, even if we were to find every single piece the first time we go through the quest, we're talking about level 17, probably close to 18 before we assemble a complete set for Sharn tank gear. Yeah. So again, there's lots of layers to this onion, right? But part of my logic for doing a tanky bear instead of a DPS bear, for me, is that I have been challenged not to just go to my default play style and get some work done, right, for Hardcore Season 4. And that, in and of itself, is going to seem odd to me, like much more so than some other times, because as a whole, oh, please don't stand in there. Please don't stand in there. Please stand over here. So if my default style is a Pale Master Wizard, then in my mind the thing that's the most far away from that is a tank. Right? Plus it's a play style that's so different from what I'm used to doing. Then we also have the added advantage of I'm literally putting my build in danger on purpose. What are paladin beats? Oh, War of Courage. This is what I was looking for. Basic feats. I'm too enraged to be more angry. Also, the other thing to keep in mind is that I tend to Reaper 1 almost right away over on the hardcore. Not literally right away, but very, very close. On live, 13 druids, 6 barb, 1 favored soul. That is what Patrick sent me from DDOcast, which is one of the builds that I looked at really closely. But I wanted some sort of permanent magic missile effect, and I could just cast that a bunch. And then had Divine Might for a little bit extra oomph. Like on a strength build. That was how the first test one. Like, I did several tests. Alright, we got all the things, right? Yeah. Alright, so there's a bunch of information in here. Again, I was talking about using favorite soul, but then I kind of decided that Warlock is another class that kind of adds to it, and it adds a little bit more spice to the build, especially with the aura going. And then it just naturally kind of evolved into, well, let's go all in on the aura effect, because the aura is huge. Like, it really is. It's really gas. My nose is going nuts today. So for me, the only other real decision, because I like the way this build is playing, I think. So for me, the only other big decision is, do we do shifter, or do we do human? Human would be really good, right? Potential D-door, potential teleport, early sprints, like movement speed. Like, all that sounds pretty gas. Or we could do, strike through, right? You get some strike through out of human tree. Or we could do dwarf. Dwarf is like hit points, con, hit points, con, hit points. So for like five points, one of which we get for, from our book, our pre-purchase reward. You pick up a bunch of hit points and a bunch of goodies. Instead of having to take Bastard Sword, right, you get Dwarven Axe essentially for free. So one of the things that I have to do is look to see how many low-level Dwarven Axes there are, where we can pick them up, stuff like that. And the way things are kind of shaped right now, if I don't go that high up the Barbarian tree, right? And this is, again, part of the reason I'm kind of playing with it on live, to see if I can figure out where the balances are. Then I can make some tweaking. But if it turns out we don't need to go super deep into, like, we can spend points in our racial tree, then that means that it's possible that Throw Your Weight Around comes online, and then we do get to do like a pretty healthy chunk of damage if we can hit. Which is never guaranteed. We could also ASMR for lay on hands, although we don't have a ton of wisdom. I'm trying to figure out where the paladin is attacking. Why he's not over here beating on this red named, at least trying to. Oh, there's a dude over here. So yeah, those are kind of the thoughts that I'm balancing around right this minute when it comes to this bear thing. I don't know if you can afford the AP, but on half orc auto crits is amazing. Yeah, I gotta figure out how to put this. I'm not as worried about killing the monsters because I'm not gonna solo hardcore, at least not very often. But in my experience, there's a handful of things that kind of just make sense for hardcore, right? The first is if one person is controlling the battle pretty easily, that lets everybody else focus on getting the monsters killed. So by giving up my own DPS and instead focusing completely on just locking down that battle and controlling that battle, I think it's going to turn into a completely different experience for everybody, and I think it's going to be extremely strong. But I just don't think on a first life character I'm going to be able to pull off like the hat trick, right? I just don't know if I can have tank, CC, and DPS. I think I'm going to have to let something go. So I'm trying to play pretend on what is going to be most likely. And fast travel for the low cost of what it is pretty good. I said I'm really leaning back towards human hard. What Shifter doing for me right now, not as much as I would like. We got some con, right? And this is why I'm thinking about doing Dwarf instead. Like, it's easy to put these 3 points, yeah, let's call it 3 points from Dwarf in. And Dwarf's got a lot of low-hanging fruit that's kind of interesting for the hardcore. You know, every potion you drink is like a heroism, a remove poison, remove disease. So, like, you only need to carry around one kind of pot, and that's a healing pot and a curse pot. And you get, I guess, 2 kind of pots. And you get all those benefits. Like, it's pretty gas. A little bit of damage with Dwarven Axes if you want it. Again, I don't think we want that kind of stuff. I don't know if on the hardcore I'm going to have 15 points to put in, or 16 points to put in the tree. So in my brain, it's back and forth between human and dwarf for the hardcore. I keep really leaning towards dwarf. Like, it smells like the correct decision to me, sitting here during the build process. The human also is really good. Let's see, what else does Shifter give? Shifter gives a racial leap, which is pretty good. Your rage lasts a lot longer, and you get a lot more constitution while raging. So, like, that's what the... Oh, I suppose also... this may not do anything. I think this says that you get it increases your offhand attacks, but... Not all that sure how that works in bear form, to be honest. It may be nothing. When I first read it, it looked like it was adding double strike to... like a little bit of double strike to your main hand. So I read it like 14 times. And every time I read it, my brain probably like processed it a different way. I'm not 100% sure what I was thinking. That might come back out and just be something else. Apparently we moved into range of the Reaper over here. It's ironic to take to be like, yeah, I'm really just taking Barbarian for the defensive capabilities. But it's really true. The 2 levels of Barbarian for Blood Tribute, a little bit of run speed, and a little bit more constitution is really all I'm taking the Barbarian for. I'm actually trying to convince myself to not take the Barbarian levels. And to look at some other options. Also, keep in mind there are some concessions for being live versus being on the hardcore, right? That's the other balance that we're trying to maintain. Why we're trying to take things like feats and trying to like work into the mindset of for the hardcore, we still have to be able to get through the quest. And if we're solo, then a lot of that weight's on our back. Now, yesterday, I actually got into a couple of groups doing like Reaper 3s and stuff. And, man, when I can focus entirely on controlling the battle and being that lightning rod for the mobs, and letting the group take and just go ham on DPS and stuff like that. We did some quests fast. So it's definitely a with a build group as opposed to a run around by yourself group. But the only things that are open are stuff we already did, and I Don't really feel like playing the repeat game. Blood Tribute is a good idea. Try to keep it. Yeah, I just keep thinking about how much I'd love to have rogue skills. Right? Like, that's the big... If I could cover rogue skills also, I don't think I can. I just don't think I have enough. Like, I would have to give up all the wisdom, all the spare all the spare strength to try to have enough intelligence to make up for it. I just don't think that's likely. I think I have to let it go. Although as a human, you also pick up an extra skill point. I just don't see it being a good idea. As opposed to the healing that is Blood Tribute. What? No, Blood Tribute's not doing anything right now. Oh, you mean for... Okay, I get you. Yeah, it would go up to 150. Yeah. No, the reason that I like Blood Tribute is just for the emergency stay alive button. Gaining 150, like, especially at low levels. Like, we didn't play low levels, but stepping into a quest, blood tributing, and then not worrying nearly at all about getting murdered during, like, Korthos and some of those other little quests are great. Yeah. I think it'll be really important for, like, low levels. And keep in mind, right now on Reaper 1, not as geared out as I probably should be, not as comfortable with the style or idea of what the hell's going on. We're not taking that much damage. Which is part of the idea, right? We have 152 PRR and 119 MMR. What's this Carnage Trooper hitting us for? 10 and 67. Sorry, 76. So 86 damage is what he hit us for. Again, it took us, seems like a small eternity to kill him back, but those attacks didn't even overcome our temporary hit points. Really. We're down a handful. That's part of it, right? You know, I'm wearing a medium armor. I've got my big shield. I've got all my various named loot that I've just kind of like glued in. So I don't disagree that we're going to be completely unkillable in the hardcore. But there's a large percentage of that will transfer over from the build. I have a YouTube comment here on one of the videos. Don't know who put this out. I don't have so many comments on my videos, I don't acknowledge each of them. I remember being too intimidated to try this quest when I played 10 years ago. The Pit. The Pit. Just picked the game back up again, and this really helped me get my first completion. Nice. Welcome back. If you're watching, thanks for hanging out with us on YouTube. I appreciate it, and especially going back and watching some of those quest guides and so on and so forth. I never know if it's worth it to put out a quest guide video. However, Flute, to compare and contrast, in that video that I was talking about on YouTube where I talked about this build, I did make a First Life, no gear version, just using the level 15 gear out of the kit. I assume I'd be able to find better gear than that. But even with that stuff on, we were not, in my opinion, unhealthy. I think we're like 115 MMR and like 90 some PRR. Like 55-ish, I think, Constitution, stuff like that. Like, it still felt pretty reasonable for no real gear having stuff. It's just going to be, can we get it to stay alive long enough for everything to come together? Can we live to level 9 on the hardcore? That is the question. If we can, I think we're in good shape. Feel like I should be using Fire Shield Hot. Alright, this is the worst that we've had. I'm going to actually hit Blood Tribute. I think it's all these ball lightnings. We don't have the best reflex saves. I feel like if you got shield and death block, it's going to be really hard to die, assuming Blood Tribute spamming. Yeah, well, that's the other advantage of 2 levels of Warlock over, like, a favored soul. Non-dispellable shield spell. It's pretty good. Now imagine if I was using like a Night... Not Night Mothers. Yeah, right? No, that's the... Is that the big one? Imagine I was using the level 10 life stealing Bastard Sword in this case. Do I want a shrine? I really don't want to take the time. Alright, I'm not going to shrine. Don't want to stop and kill these guys either, but going down to 1 will let the NPC fight something for who knows how long. Well, by not taking the 2-weapon fighting feats, what am I doing? This one? But taking the nature feat, we currently have 160 strike through. So if we were to take something like human, to be able to pick up the enchantment, we can pick up another 20 from there. And if we were human, we could probably squeeze in two-handed fighting. Not that two-handed fighting will help in that regard. But it turns on this enhancement line, Angry Arms, and this should work. As far as I know, Bastard Swords, hand and a half weapons, try to use your, you messed up, okay. Hand and a half weapons get full strike through. My understanding is on the bear build, everything gets full strike through. Gifting subs again. CEO of Flame. Taco 50. Oh my goodness, another one. John's Hell as well. Thank you again, CEO of Flame. Appreciate you as always, my friend. And one for See Me See You as well. Somebody really is enjoying that top spot, and I appreciate that about you. Thanks again, CEO. Welcome, everybody. Guthor, 1004, also. Someone must have gifted just like 5 subs. That's awesome, man. Thanks very much. I appreciate the support as I always do. Ding. It is always wonderful to see the support from this community. Thank you very much, my friend. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if it's worth it to, again, should I be looking at human for the fighting style improvement? I probably will end up making a couple more test characters, but they'll only go to level 7, and I'm not going to play them. They'll just be like theory crafted and murdered, so built and then put down. But I'm interested in looking at certain key numbers. Anyway, thanks again, CEO Blame. I really appreciate it. Just spamming spamming the subs, my friend. I really appreciate it. 5 subs to the community. Wow. Huge. Well, we probably didn't need to go all the way around this corner to find out this Free Reaper over here. But now that we did, I guess we're going to kill it. There are certainly some spells that we're going to be giving up that we're going to have to, and some powers that we're going to have to figure out how to do without, right? For example, we're not going to have UMB like we do now on the hardcore. We just don't have the stats to fight that kind of stuff. So now we can like slam a teleport to get around, or we can blah blah blah, but that's not something that's going to be viable in the hardcore. Yeah, I don't like the idea of this. Like, I don't think we want to do shifter. I think I want to do dwarf, or I want to do human. Again, the fast travel aspects, for many reasons, including being like just pure safety, are pretty insane. A quicken teleport to someplace safe when stuff gets bad and the tank is ready to bail, pretty good. When the tank goes, okay everybody, this is not going to work, everybody out of the pool, you have 30 seconds to get out. You cast the D-door, they start poofing away, you hold the aggro for another 30 seconds or whatever, and then you quickly D-door to the marketplace, or not D-door, but teleport to the marketplace or whatever, like you have that quick button ready to go. Like, that is something that you cannot undervalue for the hardcore. Yeah, see? I said it's tough, right? You're talking about a free feat for a strike-through weapon, a massive pile of hit points and constitution versus teleport, run fast, D-door, for the bonus feat that you're going to be getting. Not really, because we'll have to go take the test and swap it. But still, it's pretty gas. So I've been watching a streamer slash Magic the Gathering YouTuber, Proxy, and he uses the phrase gas a lot and scams, like that's a scam or that's gas. I've found myself using that phraseology a lot the last week. So if it sounds new to the channel, it is. But I kind of like it. It's certainly better than some of the absolutes that I currently use. Alright, my friend, thanks for everything. I appreciate your input as always. I'm going to continue to think about things. If you continue to think about things too, let me know. Everything is shuffling around up here, and I appreciate all the inputs. Always have a great day, my friend. Appreciate you swinging by. Blinded by the light. Get this bonfire out of the way. Can't jump over a bonfire. A little bitty bonfire? Such a wuss. I really do feel like I need to switch into Panacea. Problem is, Panacea is not on the level 7 or 6 spell list. It's on the level 5 spell list, which is actually very tight. Like, what of these do you give up for Panacea? You can't give up the big heal, right? Like, that's your biggest heal. You could give up the regeneration effect, I guess, but then you're relying on the 2 little regeneration effects to trickle heal you when you're ready to trickle heal, and that seems bad. Animal form is just pure fire, right? You're +4 to strength and con. Like, it seems like the wrong decision in this build to give up. So I'm not sure what you can do to cram in Panacea, but I really want it. See if the little vigor does what we need it to do. I don't think the little vigor is gonna. It did okay. I have like 80 points of healing so far. We need this demon soul gone. He's gonna be the one that causes us problems because of the. Oh, my hireling laid on hands to me. Does this get rid of that? No. I didn't even count to see if we got all the things, but we did. Crushed them all plenty. That's what I mean, that trickle hill, man. Alright. Trying to get everything locked on me right away. The other thing that would be nice is to have a way to like switch into melee or like DPS mode. Right now, the best we could do is switch into a two-hander or Sword of Shadows. Even that does not seem that much different. Alright, we have 2 champs. One's a hero soul. The other one's a soulless. Alright, so both of them are going to be pains, but neither one's that bad. I keep all this aggro on me. We should have left another guy there, I guess. This guy's Infernal Pack. That one could be bad. I want to leave at least one, if not both of those guys there. Oh, you already ran past these guys. All right, let's clean up at least one of these. All right. He's fine now. Okay. Always worry a little bit about him. I've been in this fight, fight, I've had this guy die, and on my way to pick up the chest, I've had that guy die and fail the quest before. So I'm a little bit cautious of that guy getting hurt. I guess I didn't kill that guy. I was in the process of killing that guy when he died. I'm very, very cautious with this quest in particular going wrong. It is too easy.
The Twilight Canyon extends deep into the hills surrounding the Vale of Twilight. Windlash and Knolls have established a new village here.
Why we're all the way over here, right? I might as well clean up this area. I'm just trying to think of how the pattern to do this from here. I think we still just run it kind of like the way we normally would. With, maybe one or two small tweaks. Yeah, okay. So normally I do this part last, but I think we're going to do this part first, and then it'll basically let us pick where we want to kind of like rejoin the rest of the loop after this part. And this part always feels like a disconnect to me. So natural fighting lets it does stuff. I don't know. I have strike through. It does apply. That's all I know, man. I think they decided that it doesn't really matter what you're using in your in your animal form because you're using both of your, especially in the bear, you're using both claws or whatever. So I think they're letting you do strike through. All I know is I have 160 strike through or whatever. Yeah, 160 strike through because of the 3 natural fighting feats that I took. And it seems to be good. Yeah, even if I switched to SOS right now, it would work the same. Like I don't think there's any difference between the SOS and the sword and board in the sense of natural fighting. I could even whip out my flame blade here. See, and it struck through both of those guys. Again, I think that's part of the reason that they gave you the natural fighting chain. Oh my god, where are you hiding now? There you go. You've become accustomed to fighting with claws and paws and jaws. While in druid animal form, such as a bear or wolf, you receive 4 melee power, 4 PRR, and double strike. In bear form, you gain 50% strike through chance for the first time you take this feat, an additional 30% each subsequent time. In bear form, while wielding a 2-handed weapon, your ability score modifier damage increases by 25%. So if I switch weapons, I get a damage boost. But if I continue to use what I'm using, I'm fine. Damage isn't doubled, right? It's... Where'd it just go? It's ability score from... A damage from my ability score modifier increases by 25%. And the reason that I'm using this now is I'm trying to get an idea of the tankier nature of the build. And not the DPS nature of the build. Because this is a tank for hardcore, not a DPS build for live. Oh, you just said that based off of the numbers? Well, just the weapon that we're using is not particularly great for DPS compared to, like, SOS, right? SOS is just, like, the best weapon in the game below level 20. And the Epic Sword of Shadows might be the best, weapon below level 25. So, like, it's something I'm not going to have access to on the hardcore server. I don't know if I'm going to... Like, I don't know. I could use it for, especially for Explorer Zones, I guess. We could switch into it and see if it... But it... On a non-crit, it's hitting for 99, almost 100. What do we got here? 71. It's about that 25%, right? The crits are much bigger, though. Crits are huge. Yeah, I'm definitely. Unless someone gives me some good arguments on some other races, I think I'm between human and dwarf for the hardcore. I just can't seem to wrap my head around any of the other ones being as good. At first, I was very pro half elf, thinking that I would be able to warlock dilettante, or sorry, not warlock dilettante, paladin dilettante, and get my charisma to my saves. I was thinking that might be very clutch, but now I'm really, really, really back to the human and the dwarf. They both offer so much to what we're trying to do here. ASMR is good, but I don't think is necessary. This thing gives ghost touch, right? If I need it. Doesn't say it does. One of the other reasons I thought this build would be kind of interesting is because we would have access to flame blades in the event that we couldn't find some sort of medium weapon. So I've been using the Fade Arc Illusionist tree quite a bit the last handful of lives, and I've found it to be a reasonable weapon for when you don't have anything else. Like, it tends to bypass a lot of the damage reduction stuff. It's ghost touch. It's just in general a pretty solid little go-getter. I don't know if the flame blade's considered ghost touch or not. Guess I'll need to check that out. I know this isn't a particularly fast or beautiful path around to the next quest here, but frankly, I'm both thinking about some of the options of this build and not in a big hurry this morning. Just not. I'm tired. My brain is down. Let's see, yeah, under this log. We are just a bear submarine, a bear submarine, a bear submarine. My phone can't decide if it wants to do A or B. Oh, it works underwater. Gas. So usually around rank 93, I like taking level 19 just to see what's happening, see how it's going. Murder by night, huh? Not opposed to doing that, actually. But I think I want to finish the Veil quests. Just trying to get whatever active that we can get active behind us here. Oh, it doesn't look like we have the dog today. Boo. Boo. All right, we got a pile. A little bit of a pile.
Nestled high above a white marble wall, the den of obscurity sprawls deep into the ancient tunnels of the giants.
Now this is going to be different, right? Because in animal form, you don't get the light. So we might be fighting in not animal form. So apply the beat down. And by might, I mean... Oh, maybe they let the bears have light. Oh, that's a nice change. That is a nice change. All right, I'm pretty pleased now. I'm gonna tweet this out actually. Name of this weapon. Doesn't say over here. The Radiant Arc. Alright, why can I not spell this? Rad I Ant. Rad Eye Ant. I'm like, nothing looks correct. Everything looks wrong. You gotta give the devs credit when they do something good. Otherwise, they never listen to you when they do something bad. The easiest way to share that with them is, in my opinion, a tweet. One tweet, hashtag sent to them. Whether it falls on deaf ears or if it actually lands somewhere, that's not on me. I'm really curious what this thing's gonna feel like in epics, especially the early epics. So remember, our plan for the hardcore is to screw around in the explore zones, the early epic explore zones, until we kind of have to move in into questing for level requirements. We'll also have plenty of level like 21. Like, we'll have some other quests too that we need to do, but kind of want to tackle those a little bit later, you know? Like, if we're doing stuff for experience at level 20, I think I'd rather just get a big burst and get to like 21, 22 from the Explorer Zone rather than spending ages trying to grind IQ 1 and stuff like that at level 20 or whatever. We can just wait and save it till like 23. I think. No, maybe not. Those quests... Reaper on them is 21. Yeah, so probably like 21, 22, somewhere in that ballpark. Technically, that weapon would have continued to be fine as well. The Radiant Arc is actually pretty gas in this quest. Does its damage, meddling, potency, ever bright. Like it doesn't care. I don't know what's going on upstairs, but certainly some sort of disaster being avoided. I have the feeling that we're about to deal with a teleport here. Guess not. What's Tina hitting for? Probably not a lot, right? another spot that I think is a reasonable litmus test on everything here that we're doing. This whole little fight area can be a little bit on the tough side. I've seen people die here many times. Alright, so yeah, incorporeability is a thing that we might have to deal with. Let's check this plane. Alright, so it doesn't say Ghost Touch, but it must count as a spell because it just tore through that guy. So that's good. Oh, rip Tina. Or Teeny. Tiny. Her bright light has been extinguished. God, I really am leaning towards humans super hard now. I really do think it's one of those two, human or dwarf. And the circle of my mind continues. That's how I roll. This is how my brain works. It literally is a hamster on a wheel thinking about the same stuff all the time. Trying to decide what's correct. We can get our... Currently we can boost it. 91 con is our maximum con score at the moment. Not too shabby. Has a hell of a lot of temporary hit points. Also, went ahead and ate last night because I was hungry, and made me super hungry this morning now. I'm like, am I using the right weapons for this fight? I was, because I can see. Of course. Dumb. I'm sorry, I find that very funny. guess we're probably going to shrine here in a second because we're out of mana, so we might as well use our boost. I guess this is again, another, not fair test per se, but a test, right?
Another carefully carved tunnel leads to a separate.
Okay, let's go shrine. What do you normally cost? 20? Only cost 12? I was kind of thinking about having some sort of non-meted spell to throw at certain people. Especially when we're in regeneration mode only. Let's fire all these things off. I barely remember to activate them now, so. Wow, the water elemental lasted a long time, didn't it? I don't know, man. I feel like if I was running my torque right now, we would just have infinite mana. My torque or my green steel abrasers. I don't think that's really a style that's necessary anymore. Most quests have enough shrines that you don't have to stop and screw around with that kind of stuff. Like, what do we honestly need? Typically one shrine in a quest. I didn't even shrine in Crucible. I could have, should have, probably. But I don't think we really like suffered for not having it. Okay, walk to the first one. Line up your shot. Do whatever you have to get to the next one. Jump, feather fall, leap. Don't screw around in the middle. Unless you're the trapper. get it done and move on. See if the hireling pushes the button. Hope not. Yeah, it looks like we had a run with we didn't have to deal with the fire elementals. That's nice. I feel like there's a always better than reasonable chance that sorry, a better than reasonable chance that you're gonna have to deal with it. Alright, everything goes to red. Everything goes to orange. To yellow. Green. Oh. Nope, already mad. It's these kind of things that really kill us. Where it's just a pure, how long does it take for you to do 13,000 damage? Today, it'll take a minute. We have Quench though, right? That might be a small pile of damage. Harley was able to kill the trash mob. Blinded by the light. Auto attack, please. Again, DPS not our forte. Staying alive while doing a ton of other BS. Pretty good. 2 enraged to perform this action. Oh wait, we're not. I was like default mind brain to like get that stuff and leave. We're still like hitting some of these explore zones out here. No, I don't want to be a bear. I want to be on horse form. I want a horsey. Especially over here. This is a long run. Zachary, are you here, my friend? You are here. This guy has a low spawn rate, in my experience, or at the very least, a low spawn rate when you take the time to check on him. Which is not quite the same thing, but it's pretty similar. I was hoping my Highland would stay down there and kill that guy, but wasn't into it. Big jump! With 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 horses and some leaps. Yeah. That app is balls. The new Facebook and back-end management app. Sat there and tried to load for like 10 minutes the messages page. Anyway, with the addition of the horses and some of the leaps, someone could set a new furthest distance fall record, I think.
This shaft is too small. At some point in history, perhaps burying its riches and
More? Oh, sweet. Did a bat run away? A bat spawn in a weird spot? Like, we literally saw them spawning, right? I'm not hallucinating. I just don't get my rare credit. To me, that says there's definitely a bat somewhere. Huh, weird. Okay. I guess we'll ignore it then. Alright, let's see. Our last 3 explorers are probably going to be when we first run into the zone, so from the 12 side. Kind of hoping that this guy would be here. It would have been a nice reward. Let's actually gather a bunch of this stuff up. Come on. All that anti-gather training has been certainly taking effect in my brain's holes. Alright, so I started reading an article here from the BBC, and I'm just floored. Sorry. A little bit distracted. So for those of you who are interested in the news, I think it's from the BBC anyway. I could be incorrect. Actually, I don't know who did the writing. It's that's my bad. British Army soldier 24 hanged himself after being told to, quote, man up when he asked for time off to look after his 4-year-old daughter during lockdown while his nurse wife worked on the NHS front line. He was granted this leave to watch his daughter, but he was pressured to get back to work, according to this article, and felt like he was having difficulty trying to reconcile the British military's request to fulfill his military duties as well as his desire to look after his daughter while his wife was busy working. That's crazy to me. I just can't. That article now is going to be stuck in my brain hole all day. We're almost done out here. The last explore point is going to be that the little pillar. I enjoy taking like little miniature breaks from quests for things like this and just kind of mentally relax for a minute. Alright, so this is that last 14,000, like, so that was basically a quest. How long were we out here? It doesn't seem like we're out here that long. Maybe we were, though. Maybe we're out here 4 years. Oh, the shifter leap looks much better when you're not in bear form. Makes a lot more sense. Press a trophy. I don't know what you need an adamantine crossbow for. good little chunk of experience there. I believe this all together is like another 7,000 experience points. I think she gives you 25. Let me just look here really quick. Yeah, she gave us 2,500 experiences. And I believe this is another 5,000. Yeah. So pretty good. See, the stream's been live for 2 hours and 10 minutes. We've got a rank 93, so we still have a little bit of wiggle room to go, but not too bad. Sorry, rank 92. Rank 92. A little bit of storm horns would not be the worst, right? Probably jump in that quest there. Hey. Well, 4 gives us... It's a lesser vigor mass? I don't know. That doesn't seem that great. So I definitely won't regenerate. I think regenerates the big boy spell here, and then do we take greater here, and then that's when we can take Panacea here. Maybe. Let's try it like that. I hope they don't wait too long. So we decided this doesn't do anything. I think that's what we decided. Alright, we have 2 action points. I'm not against more charisma. Or, sorry, more constitution. But I really think that we need to pick one of these 2 trees and kind of focus on them. I really don't care about strength or raging. I do like Conway raging. I mean, this is still like pretty low fruit. This is good. Oh, it requires level 3 barbarian though. I don't think I care about that though. Oh, you can get freedom movement though forever. That's kind of cool. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, I got a stone skin? Feeling lucky. Free stone skins.
Sorry guys, just polishing off dinner.
Now, where did I put that blasted journal? Ah, you're here. Small to lend me a hand? My journal's broken off. Can't have gone far.
That was too soon. It's okay.
Lost too many pages as it is.
Hey, what's up? Newtons. Just trying to cap out a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
There it is. Ah, how did I ever miss it there? Now, a great deal to tell you, but now may not be the time. I fear that any moment those sneaking nether is about.
Two dark rogue wizards appear at the end of the glade.
You accuse me, you skulking, spying little nobleman?
You should be able to save your mana on the crowd cold spells, man. I'll untam and hold everything fine.
There. Now you can't go scurrying back to wait.
Stealing some money from Amazon? Oh, yeah.
Poor haystack gets his ass smoked right off the bat.
Teleports with Orifon, leaving the others behind to
What's, Did you throw a prime this way? Is that what happened?
as if I
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. All of a sudden, Twitch is not reporting the Prime subscriptions, I don't think. Although, Tobrel triggers on Primes have no problems. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate you
because of the cave collapse or because Orifon's world
helping the stream out with that. Yeah, the alert should work, but Twitch isn't reporting it.
the gnolls fought for the nether
Yeah, I don't...
just as the orcs
Like, if Twitch doesn't report it, then it doesn't do, like, it doesn't play. Like, if I go back and look at the activity feed, it doesn't say anything about that. And we had, CEO of Lame kicked out 5 community subs earlier today, and those played just fine. So, I don't know what it is. Well, I appreciate it. Let's see. Optimus Prime to you as well, my friend. It's like Optimus Prime going pew 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 pew, shooting stuff. It's pretty sweet. If it doesn't fire off here in a minute, I can manually run a test one, but I can't run it for a given person, unfortunately. That is funny. Oh no, I've never tried naming a Warforged a Prime before. I usually do like programming languages.
I don't know. What am I thinking? I don't. We can't get her insight unless we run the optionals.
Like the second or third great Prime from the comics. Yeah, I never thought about trying to run a set of Prime before. Bro. This Plague Reaper had my number today. What's up?
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, he got me too.
Told you, man. That Plague. Something up with that Plague, man. I'll gibbers up here in a second. And he just like quietly fell underneath the trap like a jerk. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Bastard was hitting me for 250.
I mean, I held him, but and kept him locked down, but he's able to get through my heels. Weird. Yeah, unfortunately my damage is basically nothing. I'm trying out this build for controlling combat on the hardcore servers, so things are a little bit the opposite of gas. Oh shoot, I'm gonna die. Never mind. I'm like buffing, casting stuff. Like getting ready to carry on. I forgot that I gibbers.
You forgot Gibbers wore off, huh?
Yeah. One of those days, I'm ready to res.
Get you up here in just a sec.
That might be the first not like solo death.
Gnolls stand guard over a magic.
Nice.
More magic.
Do, 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 do.
They were the Netherlands staged their A sinewy hill giant guards yet
Been running around with a fucking scroll in my hand. Damn it.
Oh man, I'm ready to eat. I swear some of my buttons aren't working on the first go. One of these ways, the shrine.
Yep. So,
A voice echoes from beyond the cave.
Be gone, I warn
try to get him in the pile for you, I swear.
The voice grows nearer and angry.
I don't think this is it. I think this is the optional.
Oh, wait a minute. I think this is the optional.
Now you must pay the price.
Took the wrong left turn at Albuquerque.
Well, you want to do it while we're here, or we want to leave? I guess we're doing it.
No trying, but there's some collectible here.
I didn't even notice it. Well, I saw the Carnage Reaper, but I didn't even notice it for like damage or whatever. But that Plague Reaper, man, staying with me.
The maddened druid falls, joined with the earth he sought to defend.
Whew. Avoided the bear trap. The big barefoot. Not usually the way that those things go, I don't think. There's the shrine. All right. We rolled a 8. Alright, you want to rush it? You want to try to pull stuff back? We're only on 3 or 4.
I
Right?
like to fight in that far back corner.
Okay.
With a gesture, she draws on orbs in the corners of the blade.
That way I could reach both orbs from the one spot.
Whoa.
Oh, wait a minute.
It just took a big hit there at the end is all. So we got hit for 300 points of damage. Yeah, every once in a while the Reapers just like don't want to do anything and just eat me, I guess. That's cool. Right?
Yeah, it's like a freaking time wreck.
Alright, pick your spot.
Yeah, I like to fight over here in this back corner here. That way you can hold either side. And we can reach the orbs from here.
The magic orbs destroyed. Shy's shield goes down. Into the bread, Shy deftly casts a spell, restoring both her shield and
Can you come back?
You can get her to pull back.
Go ahead and shoot it and I'll re-intim it when if it comes this way.
There we go. Here she goes.
into the bread. Shy deftly casts a spell, restoring both her shield and the orbs.
I ironically have literally nothing that careful.
Oh, poor Haystack.
Just be careful on that Fear Reaper. We don't want to have to deal with that if we can avoid it. Alright, never mind. We're up there. Bring it all into the... Yeah, bring it all into the Fear Reaper. Okay. Let's give things a second here to heal back up.
Heals incoming here again.
Wizard says, Herundium, come to my aid.
Okay.
Shy flies my way. The nobleman, the wizard wheezes with her final breath. And Scar took him.
Well, that might end up having to be the last one just for the time it took for us to do it. See is quarter till. Might have time for one more if we're... Might have time for one more now.
Yep, signs of supply. Oh man, that sucks.
Like there has to be a better way there than the way I go. One more up and around here. Such a big zone too.
Well, I guess we could skip it and go to breaking the ice. That's an easy one.
I'm already I'm already here. But we can change and do whatever, but like I said, I've got 15 minutes more or less.
I don't know if my crowd control is going to be good enough for just two of us.
Yeah, I mean, I could, if we go down just a little bit, I can, I should be able to intimidate and hold most of that stuff on me. If you can just kill it. I just can't kill worth of crap. Again, I'm building to specifically try to do the hardcore tank thing and try to like get a little practice on it. So it's something I'm not very good at, trying to do everything yet.
You got a hire?
Not on me. Ah, man, I tell you what. Why don't we give this a shot some other time? I'm just running up against the clock here. Try to catch you again in the future.
No worries, man. Thanks for joining.
Yep. Sorry I couldn't stick around longer. Have a good one.
That's alright.
Alright, everybody. I don't think we're going to have time to, like, finish anything, to be honest. So I really do want to end on time today. The wife wants to take a trip on the bus, and I got a ton of stuff that needs to be both done on the bus, stuff that needs to be done for the arena, stuff that needs to be done like for some other stuff. Like I would really like to get the water running out there even today, but I don't think I'm quite going to be able to cram all this stuff in at one time. So I think what I'm going to do is we're just going to hit some of this. We might be able to do this explore area in if we run out of time, and then that'll probably be all I have time for. See what we can do here. If we can get to we're not going to get to 94 out of this explore zone, but we can get a pretty reasonable chunk, and then we can come back. Again, I feel like we're on a very easy trajectory to be in the 20s Monday night. Maybe even a little bit earlier than that. An easy 20 plus a couple of days. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to probably play much more after the stream ends until Monday morning. There's always a small chance, though. We get a little bit more time in. Seems like a weird amount of experience for the time out here. Such an odd system. There's one more. Yeah, there it is. Don't fall. Okay. Yeah, we can stop and defeat the Druid brothers really quickly, right? We got time. Wish I would have started a little bit more of a clock out here to see what the actual experience is going to look like after like a 4 or 5 minute window. So we're looking for the snake people window and rare window, so we can get up to the last explore point. But otherwise, we'll just grab what we can and get out of here and call it a stream. just want to say thank you for everyone who's hanging out on these. I know this was a unintended or unscheduled DDO day. I should have been playing Final Fantasy Tactics. I'll probably try to cram in a little bit of time doing that this week perhaps, to be ready for next week. But 5 minutes here, 6 minutes there is not the same thing as trying to get some DDO in, you know? Alright, number 11 is like in one of these loop-de-loops. I don't think it's this one, right? Maybe it is. Yeah, I think we went too far. I think it's back this way. And then, like I said, I think that's where we'll just call it here. Check the... Like, there's a big gap in the middle. So I guess we'll run through this direction. But it was 9,000 experience for 4 minutes, maybe. Again, not what you consider gas experience for sure, but for the effort, pretty low. Come on. It'd be really good if we could get this rare in this last Explorer. Does not look like it's the case, though. Alright, well, with that, everybody, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got to say. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you're watching this video after the fact, please consider hitting the subscribe button over on the YouTube channel. If you're watching this live, please consider to go over to the YouTube channel and hit the button, youtube.com/SamusGarobo. And, of course, even though we've had an awful lot of people helping us out today with subscriptions and subs and everything else over here on the Twitch, feel free to consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/Samus. It's a great way to support the stream, and a larger percentage of your donations actually make it to the Donate E. You Donate E? Donate E. You're the donator. They are the Donate E. I don't know. Making up shite. Alright, everybody. Peace. Much love. We'll see you guys probably on Monday at the soonest. Toodles.